Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is From the Gnome, and we are playing the beta for Everquest Legends. You can go over and get into the beta right now by purchasing the game. It is at everquestlegends.com. That's everquestlegends.com. It's only $19.99. Yes, a tribute to the year that EverQuest originally was released, 1999. Go pick it up at everquestlegends.com, $19.99, and you can get into the pre-order beta, which is running right now. And then at the end of the of the month, the game will go live. So go check it out. And with that said, we're going to get into the game here. Let me make sure that that the stream is working on my other computer. Check my audio. Get into the pre-order. Yep, audio is working, so we are good. I'll turn on my multi-stream chat because I multicast on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you are watching on Twitch, hit the follow, or if you just feel like it, you can hit that subscribe button over there. I won't stop you. We are playing my level 23 Wizard Paladin Monk. He's a dark elf, and he is in the Jannah right now. Let's log in and see if I logged out at a good place or not, or if we're going to die immediately. Got my coffee. Nom nom nom. Straight black, the way I like it. No cream, no sugar, no fancy flu stuff, anything. It's just coffee, the way God intended it. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, we're at the Lost Crusader. Okay, not a problem. Although we're not in an instance, we are actually in, when you log back in, you're in the public instances. So, I mean to say we're not in a solo instance. Let's go ahead and pick this up, and we'll see how many people are here. There's 7 people in the zone. We may go ahead and jump into our own instance just for the heck of it. Create instance. Let's change this to 2 on difficulty. We'll hit create, we'll hit yes, and we're on our way. By the way, it is officially 9 a.m. July 5th, 2026. Yesterday was the 4th of July for well, Independence Day, 250th Independence Day for America. We had fun. We played with some fireworks, watched other people play with fireworks. Ended up watching a movie we hadn't seen. It was one of the Minion movies. It was The Rise of Drew. I couldn't believe I'd never seen that, but that was really cool. Enjoyed that a lot. Ate Wingstop, which is always super expensive, but these days, it's just getting more and more expensive. But it's what I wanted for me and my brother for the 4th of July, so that's what we had. Today we'll go and, the day after we're still celebrating. So we'll grill some sausages out back and have a good time. But for now, for the morning time, we're going to play Everquest Legends. And I so love this game. I really do love this game. I highly suggest it to everybody. Let's go ahead and get some buffage going on real quick. I wonder, do we have any new spells for buffs? Major shielding. Oh, yeah, we need that one as well. Statistics, no, it's the same old one. Yeah, we don't have our major shielding up. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. You get permanent buffs as well as ordinary buffs. Permanent buffs basically stay until you die. Ordinary buffs have timers on them. So permanents are things that you used to have a timer on it, and for quality of life purposes, they determined that these don't need timers, so the duration is permanent. That's why I call them permanents. Let's go ahead and reload our buffs to get that courage one back up there. There we are. So you see this one actually has a duration. There we are. Now we'll load up our main again. And by load up, I mean I'm loading up my main spell set. We are in Najena. If you have not watched any of my videos before or haven't heard, there are 3 dungeons in this game that Everquest Legends Game John developers went in and reworked. They added new names and new drops. Najena is one of them. It's Najena, Befallen, and Blackburrow, and they are all 3 well worth going to. It's incredible, the items that they drop. It's a lot of fun to camp certain gear because you, with the merging system in the game, you can merge that gear to level up the gear, and that just opens up a whole world of replayability in the game. It makes it worth going to content that technically wouldn't be great for your character to advance in levels from experience, because what you're getting, the benefit of the items, is way more important. Do a little AoE in this as well. Hit them all for 105 damage. I went to Empowered Invocation and used my AoE nuke here from my wizard. It is Fire Spiral of Alkabar. Didn't actually get to get it off that time because they interrupted me. I need to work on that AA line. Steadfast Will, I think it is. Yeah, Steadfast Will. So that they can't stun me at all. There's a lot of ranks in it, though. I think there's 8 ranks, so it takes a lot of AAs to finally get that up to 100%. Alright, back this way, we'll find our first named. He's hidden back here in this corner. He's a level 25 fire elemental called Unbound Flames, or Unbound Flame. He drops an earring as well as a Monk Beast Lord fist weapon. For some reason, I have been unlucky and have not gotten his fist weapon yet. Out of all the times I've killed him. And switch back to Spellblade since we're just fighting one mob. Spellblade's going to make it to where the first spell gem up here will be used as a proc while I'm attacking. It'll automatically fire off. It just, the requirement is that the reuse time needs to be equal to or less than the cast time. That way there you can't use the big mega AoE damages that the wizard has as a proc. And basically it says it treats the first spell gem slot as a proc that consumes both mana and endurance on activation. 40% of the spell's mana cost is paid as mana and 20% as endurance. Spell must have a reuse time less than or equal to the cast time. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. And there he dropped his earring again. Here's an idea of these rings. His earring. The +4 version. He dropped the +2 version, which is 3 AC, 12 mana, 3 intelligence. I used it to merge with my one I already have, which is currently +4, and it's got AC 5 mana, 14 intelligence 5. So yeah, as you can see, these items are really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what zone they redo next. If you haven't already, smack that subscribe button just like the gnome up there in the right hand corner is telling you to do. It makes me super happy. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit like, leave a comment. That makes YouTube happy. It, you know, it doesn't do that much for me, but YouTube really freaking loves that stuff. It's like, oh, they hit the like. They left a comment. Oh my God, I love this. I must show this to more people. Without that, YouTube's like, it's crap. Nobody wants to see it. I don't know. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm really sounds like that or not, but I'd like to assume that it does. You'll find all kinds of quality of life changes throughout Everquest Legends that, in my opinion, vastly make it better than ordinary Everquest. And one of them, like you saw back there, I just hit attack and it automatically used my range to shoot the mob that was out of range. And as soon as the mob got within melee range, it automatically switched to using melee weapons. In my eyes, that should just be common. That should not be something that you have to have in a quality of life. Every game should do that. Most of, or not most, but a lot of what they've put into Everquest Legends is really about making the game more fun and accessible to everybody, and not just being a game that's super fun to the top 5% that play the game. You know, if you want that, Everquest is still there. It's not going anywhere. You can still go over there and compete and try to be one of the top percentiles and all that kind of stuff. But Everquest Legends is more for everybody getting to enjoy the game to its fullest extent. There's the Tenderizer. That's another one of our names. He's in that room over to the left. He came shooting out because he saw me picking on this Earth Elemental. He drops his hammer there, the Tenderizer weapon, which is really nice. As well as, and this is awesome because you don't see this anywhere else in EverQuest at this low of a level, he drops a haste item. He drops a belt that has 10% haste on it. Doesn't seem like much, but any haste is better than no haste. And you can merge that up, and as you're merging it, the percentages go up. Currently, our belt is a +3, and it's at 13% haste. We need 4 more of these merged to get it up to +4. And 4 more, I mean 4 more of the base level of it. So what do we got here? He dropped a +2. In fact, let me show you this. We'll have this up so you can watch it here. So we're going to merge in a +2 to it. And you can see that took it all the way up to the next level. So it was a +2 was going to get us the added tiers that we needed to get it to +4. So now we're at 14% haste. One of the things I haven't figured out, and I don't know if this is just a visual bug or not, is the attack speed shows 110%. It means, you know, that I've got 10% more, but you can clearly see that it says on the item 14%. So I'm hoping that that's just a visual bug. I'm sure we'll get that sorted out here shortly. Game John's been extremely good about squashing bugs very fast. Alright, since we got the Tenderizer to come join us outside, we'll just go ahead and go to the room next to him and attack the Lost Crusader. She's procking on me. Got my lay of hands ready just in case. You really don't have to hold on to your lay of hands, like, you know, like you gotta hold it for that very special moment, because lay of hands has a fairly short reuse time as it is. It's 15 minutes, but we're also using an ability called Smite. It is a ability for Paladins only. Let me find it here. There it is. This ability smites your current target, dealing physical damage as well as converting 3% of your maximum mana into amplified magic damage. Smite will also reduce the reuse cooldown of Lay on Hands by 60 seconds every time it lands. It lands very often, and every time it lands it takes another minute off of the reuse. So as you can see, with 15 minutes reuse, you get to use Lay on Hands quite often. Shadow Knight has a very similar thing called Reeve, and big difference is its damage is it pulls from your health rather than from your mana. The Paladin's pulling from mana rather than health. So with Lay of Hands, quickly, God, almost couldn't get my mouse into the right spot there. All of a sudden they just started hitting me hard. But anyway, like I was trying to say, so basically you're doing damage but it's hurting you, and I find that the Lay of Hands, the Smite, tends to work a lot better, just in my opinion. And of course what it's doing is it's lowering the reuse time on your harm touch. Where are we at on AAs? We have 2 to spend. We'll take a look at that after we get done beating this guy up. Kind of want to farm the haste belt more. Alright, so let's take a look at class. Let's see if there's anything special in here that we want to work towards before I start doing some ordinaries. Act of Valor. Yeah, no, we don't want to hurt or sacrifice ourselves to help somebody else. I mean, it's a very Paladin thing, but I don't want to work on that AA right now. Divine Stun. When activated, instantly pushes your target backwards and attempts to stun a level 70 or lower target for 2 seconds. That's pretty good, honestly. But the cost is 9. Dragon Force. Push your target backwards and deals 10 damage. Hold on. Sorry about that. Holy Steed, that gives us a amount, and that costs 5. We may actually work towards that. Improved Familiar, oh, that's from the Wizard. When activated, triggers Summon Improved Familiar 1. The physical manifestation of your familiar increases the damage dealt by your critical direct damage. Spells by 3%, the casting level by 9. And your cold, disease, fire, magic, and poison resistance by 25. Your mana regeneration by 6 points. Maximum mana by 200 points. You know what? That's what we're going to work towards, is improved familiar. Here's a thing that would be very nice. I need to put this in as a suggestion for Game John. There would be great if there was a thing here where I could like checkbox this to say I'm working towards this, and have a filter over here where I can hit the button that just shows me the one that I'm working towards, so that I don't have to find it over and over and stuff. That would be so cool. Is I'd be like, all right, for right now I'm gonna work on improved familiar, and that's what it would be. You know, collecting them up and showing to me in the AA until I uncheck maybe a box that shows me the one I have, you know, set up that way. I'm a Palibard Chamois. Smite is auto skill. Yes, it is. It is. And what is have couple? I don't understand what that means. Have couple. Yes, it is an auto skill. If you hit L, you'll bring up this window here, and you click on the abilities tab. Any of them that have a checkbox is an auto skill. So I have Eagle Strike from my monk set up for my striking as auto skill. For the kick, I'm doing round kick. I want to get flying kick, but I haven't gotten high enough yet for flying kick availability. Smite is from a Paladin that I've got auto doing, and Tiger Claw is a strike, which I've got the other one that I'm using. Some of the cool things is like these abilities aren't just what you normally know them of in EverQuest. So like on round kick, if you look here, it says this ability round kicks your current target, then attacks up to 3 additional enemies in front of you. Round kick will double, triple attack based on your skill. So round kick is an AoE. That's pretty freaking cool. The reason I want flying kick, which I don't have available yet, is flying kick acts like a slam or a bash. It can interrupt your target. So I want to get that going. That would be super helpful. Yeah, the other ones are fairly normal, but they all say similar things like that. You know, they've got something special, which is really cool. It's nice to see that they've taken the system and not just treated it like, you know, it was, you know, and added triple classes, but also, you know, innovated them. Took them to the next level. Where should I get gear level 17 now? A good place for level 17 is Blackburrow and Befallen. I would stay away from the Jenna until you're a little closer to 20, because it is a pretty difficult zone, to be honest. It's a small zone, don't get me wrong, it is small, but with a lot of names, but they're all packed in, and you get a lot of ads, and this zone can actually be fairly deadly around, you know, 17. If you can get a group, it's a great place to go. Yep, what he was saying, the Knoll Dungeon, that is Blackburrow. And don't worry about getting across Antonica. Little tip for you on that is the docks in Freeport and the docks in QEYNOS both have a transporter, teleporter, whatever her name is, standing there on the docks. You go talk to them, just hail them, and you'll see that unlike, in the past where they get you across their normal ways, faster than using the boat, they also offer teleporting you to QEYNOS or Freeport. So from Freeport you can teleport to QEYNOS, from QEYNOS you can teleport to Freeport. From QEYNOS, but you know what I'm trying to say. And so it really opens up your ability to get across to Antonica at lower levels quickly. Very, very much helps. And I believe, because I know on my character I had this, I had to find this out, and people told me, I went and checked, and I was like, holy crap. So like as a dark elf in Freeport, all the guards were dubious to me. They don't like me, but they didn't kill me. Same thing in QEYNOS, they didn't kill me. So you should be able to go through there. I don't know if that's true of every evil race. Hopefully, but I don't know. I haven't played nearly all of the races. I haven't even played half of the races in the game yet. Another thing along those lines that I found out the hard way with this character is that if you take an evil race and a non-evil, like a good class on it, like I am a Paladin on this guy here, note that getting spells is kind of hard. What I had to do to get the Paladin NPCs to speak to me is I had to, on my secondary loadout, I had to have Monk on it. Well, I ended up going back and using this one because this one had Monk. I couldn't do what I was wanting to do. What I had done first, I'm sorry, I'm rambling here. Rambling, but what I did is on my second one I had an Enchanter, and I was using a Human Illusion, and some reason that worked one time, and the next day it never worked again. They were like, I still know that you're a Dark Elf, and they wouldn't talk to me. But on this build, I ended up getting my sneak up high enough so I could go to talk to the salesman there in the Paladin spell salesman in Freeport, and I would sneak, and if the sneak worked, they would sell it to me. So I'm not real sure what you do if you don't have a class in your loadout that allows you to somehow change what they think of you. One of my viewers had a great idea, and I wish Game John would do this, is we already have lots of NPCs in the Freeport, East Commons tunnel. We should just go ahead and have some NPCs in there that sell all the spells. So that way there, wouldn't matter if you're an evil race or a good race, you could get your spells. Oh, that was an instant kill. Basically what happened was my Spellblade procced my Garrison's Mighty Mana Shock, and it just insta-killed him. Probably aware by now if you're at this point in the game, if you've been following along, but for anybody that doesn't know, you have stances and you have invocations. You can have one stance running and one invocation running at any given time. And if you look at the top here, we'll start the first one here, balanced stance. You'll see in orange it says up there, Warrior, Paladin, Ranger, Shadow Knight, Monk, Bard, Rogue, Beast Lord, Berserker, blah 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 blah. Depending on what classes you have in your loadout will determine what stances and what invocations you have available to you. Those stances and invocations greatly change your how your character plays and everything. It truly is an innovation to EverQuest itself. She always starts out with something big. She's harm touching me or something. And she loves to stun. Yeah, stunned out again. Just non-stop stun. She's using a spell stun. So I don't think it would matter even if I had Steadfast Will. My god, that's a lot of stunning. Never fight the pets. Never ever ever fight the pets. It's a waste of your time. Once you kill the master, the pet instantly dies. So always kill the master. There we are, we got him. She had me snared as well. So she dropped her ring, Signet Ring of the Lost Crusader, +2. Very nice ring. We're going to merge that with our current one, which is sitting at +4. Very nice. Very, very nice. Like a lot. You want to keep these moats. Sell all the rest. So on your moats, I know I'm doing a lot of repeating this morning, but that's because some people may be new. So you get these moats, and if you right click on it and go to lore, you'll see that it's a rank 1, and this should be 2, 3, and I think this one's 4. Yeah, 4. The way that those work is if you have an item that doesn't have a plus on it whatsoever, so it's just a 0, so to speak, you can use this one, the 1 version, to get that to +1. After that, it doesn't work at all, and you get these a whole lot. So the 1 versions you get here, use them all you want. It don't matter. You don't need to save those up for anything. One of the other things you can do is your spells. Let's go ahead and do that to Courage. If you right click on your spell, you'll bring this up. You'll notice it has the merge thing right there, just like the gear does. So we take one of these, put it in here, upgrade. Instead of merge, it's upgrade. And we'll hit yes. You'll notice these little cyan colored, light blue, but I call it cyan colored things pop up. So currently the spell upgrade system only does things to like the casting time, recovery time, or reuse time. Somebody said resist, but I haven't seen that. It may be doing it and not showing it. I don't know. There's another pass on that coming, and that will do things like adding to the damage and you know, things like that, hit points and so on and so forth. That's coming. So the current version of upgrading your spells is doing the casting time, reuse, and so forth. So like I was saying, you get tons of the rank 1 moats, and you get quite a few of the number 1 versions, the rank 2, I guess you would call it. So you might as well use them. You're going to get bunches of those. The point that where you want to hold on to them is like 3 and above. These you don't get a whole lot of very often, and the reason that you'd want that is you'll notice that when I'm fighting these new names, like here in Najena, there is no placeholder. They pop every single time. Your randomizer is going to be on whether they drop their more rare item or their less rare item. That's it. And at first, you know, if you're an Everquest gamer, you might be like, oh, well, that sucks. Well, that takes all of the fun out of camping something. No, not really. Because here, you're wanting to collect the items multiple times so that you can use them to merge to make much better items. And therefore, when you're fighting a mob where you have to hope that you get the placeholder, I mean the rare rather than the placeholder, and then on top of that you're hoping that you get the rare item instead of the not rare item when he does spawn, yeah, it could take you years to get enough of those to merge up to what you actually want it to be. So that is why you want to hold on to your higher level moats. So when you go kill the camp the Frenzy in Lower Guck, whenever he drops the item, you can use your higher level tiers to merge that up rather than having to sit there for a year killing him over and over to get enough of them to merge. So you see, that's why you want to hold on to the higher level ones. My brother is doing the laundry. He was pushing the laundry cart around. Yeah, really, really nice item that I will be holding on to some of those higher level ones for is, oh, it just left my brain as I was going to say it. That's sad. What is it? The Mithril two-handed sword. Super good item for like a Paladin or a Shadow Knight. Big two-handed weapon with haste on it. Yeah, I'll be holding on to the higher level ones so that when I get it, I can rank that up quickly. Get that up high enough that haste that's on it will end up being a augment, and you can take that out and put it into another weapon that meets the same requirements, and you don't have to worry about the fact that, oh, it was haste on that weapon, but I got a better weapon and I don't get to take my haste with me. Yes, you can take it with you. That's why you want to merge stuff up so that you can take your clickies, warn effects, and so forth off of equipment and put it on higher level equipment. I believe it has to get up to +5. I could be wrong. It's either +4 or +5 to get the warn effect, I think it is, off of it. It's either that or it's the clicky. No, the clicky is early. It's probably the warn effect. And in case that made absolutely no sense, which is highly possible, is notice that this has ornamentation, focus, click, warn, and proc. That's the fifth one, so warn is the fourth one. These, when you look at an item, do not start out that way. Where's one that's like 1? My God, all my stuff has been upgrading quickly. Here we are. So here's a +1. Notice all it has is ornamentation and focus. I think at 0 it has the ornamentation. Focus is +1. If I kept on merging this rawhide arm guard up, and when it got to +2, you would see click here. At +3, you'd see warn. At +4, you'd see proc, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably getting the numbers wrong, but that's the point. Is as you level it up, it's going to open up those slots. And if it has an effect on it where you don't see the slot, it's just it hasn't become a slot where you can pull the augmentation off of it yet, but it is there. That's how it's working underneath the covers. Man, that's a lot of interruptions. I can't wait to get Steadfast Will. Now, one way you can handle that is you can use Inviolable. I am so bad at that name. That will keep them from interrupting your spell cast. That does cost you more mana to use that. So it says right there, cast spells are uninterruptible at the cost of 100% more mana and the same amount as endurance. So you're getting the charged mana and endurance for doing that. But if you absolutely cannot get a spell off, switch over to your Inviolable stance and you'll be able to get one off. It's good for if you're needing to do an AoE, like your AoE killing stuff, or you know, got way too many mobs on you and you've got to get a heal off, switch over to it and go for it. I wish they would have gone for it with any other name other than Inviolable, because my brain just cannot stand that name. It has such a hard time trying to pronounce it. We're at 3 AAs. I think we needed 6 for our familiar. There, we got the haste belt again. Our current is +4. We're at 14%. I'm going to find something. I want to set up an audio trigger for this. Is it Smiting Strike? I think that's what it is. Let's click here on EQL, go to Actions, Audio Triggers. We're going to put in damage by Smiting Strike. I think I got that right. Oh, I just changed it. Damage by Smiting Strike. There it is. Alright, let's create that. The reason I created that is I want to show y'all how quickly or how often Smiting Strike goes off. So I created an audio trigger for it. Let me check something here real quick. My fiance sent me a message, I believe. And she comes first. Alright, let's go in here and continue killing. There was one. Two. If we had used Lay of Hands, we'd already have 2 minutes back off of the reuse timer. Three. Four minutes would have been taken off of it now. So you can see it happens a lot. Turn the volume down just a hair. I think that's 6 now. Remember, it's 15 minutes reuse normally as it is. So we've already almost cut the reuse time in half if we had used Lay of Hands already. We'll go ahead and use that to heal ourselves. What the heck? It's a free heal. Right now we're setting at 15 minutes before we can use it again. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a 5. That's a really good one. That's definitely one you want to hold on to. We don't need this note thing. I should have turned that in a long time ago. You can see down here, well, no, it's above where my stuff is, so you can see the red is coming down. We're already down to 11 minutes left before we can use it again. Where are we at on our haste belt? Because I don't want to stay here forever. We still got quite a few before we get this up to 15%. Oh, he just literally spawned as I was walking away. Another thing I like to use audio triggers for is the feign death. Whenever you fail a feign death, it says in chat, so-and-so falls to the ground. I think that's what the wording is. You'd have to check to see what it actually is. So you can set that in and use the one that goes bonk or whatever. You know, a negative sounding beep or whatever. And that way there, when you use your feign death, you hear it go bonk, you know that you failed, so you immediately stand back up and continue fighting until you can use your feign death again instead of staying on the ground, where they will automatically get crits against you. It's just an old Everquest trick. By the way, he's been dropping the Tenderizer when he doesn't drop his haste belt. This is a sweet weapon. As you can see, there's a one-handed blunt. This is the +2 version, so it's 19.6. Strength 4, and I've been merging that up on the one that we have. Ours is +5, which is a 19.7, strength 7, and it's got proc, because it's up to +5, it's got proc. So eventually we're going to get an item that has a proc on it that we want to steal off of it and put onto this, and it'll be available for us to slot it. Oh, that's right, we don't need to go here yet, we need to go kill the Lost Crusader. And actually, I can see that our buffs are off. Let's go ahead and rebuff. Getting close to level 24 as well. There's a lot of other really good named mobs in this dungeon. I'm basically focusing right now on the Tenderizer because I'm trying to rank up that haste item. Another one, you'll recognize it as soon as I do it, and we'll hit the button right now. Yep, J-Boots, you got it right, folks. J-Boots. It drops here in the Jenna. Drops off of Drelsna, I believe is her name. And I'll show you something really cool about that here is when I get this one killed. That's good enough. So you'll notice that my J-Boot clicky, Journeyman Boots clicky, augmentation is not on my Journeyman Boots. I don't have the Journeyman Boots. Well, I may have gotten another pair. Yeah, I did. Here's another pair right here that dropped after I did it. But notice it's augment because at +1 or +2, +2. At +2, it becomes available for you to, it becomes an augment slot and you can take it out. And that's exactly what I did. If I click on this and I click on the augment itself, you'll see that its requirements is class all, race all, feat, has being a feat item. Well, I had these traveling greaves +2, really nice item. It already had the click exaltation aug opened on it, so I simply took the aug off of my journeyman boots and put it onto that one, then threw the old journeyman boots away. And the next time that she spawned, I got another pair, which is sitting in my bags. And I will, let me check something. Oh, they're no trade. I was going to give them to my brother, but nope, they're no trade. Some items are no trade, some items are attunable. You'll notice that this haste belt is attunable. So I've been holding on to that spare haste belt to give to my brother when I see him next. One of the things we can do, I just thought before we go in here, Mage Hunter. All incoming magical damage is reduced by 50%, and incoming physical damage is reduced by 20%. Man, it's hard to speak. Every point of damage reduced consumes an equal amount of endurance with a reduction based on your strategy skill. We will go to Mage Hunter, because remember I said this person in here, hey, thanks for the follow, I greatly appreciate that. This Lost Crusader, she is nuking the crap out of me. So I'm going to go to Mage Hunter to fight her. That way there, she shouldn't destroy me as fast. I kept forgetting to do that every time I fought her, and literally she was taking me down half health with each time that I fought her. Like instantly. Fighting Drelsna, it's a must. I've found to use Mage Hunter, because she just nukes the crap out of you. Or whatever spell it is she's using. I mean, it's pretty intense. First time I went up against Drelsna, and granted we were doing it in a tier 3 or tier 2, I can't remember. I was in a group, and I got destroyed. I think we got destroyed, honestly. She dropped her signet ring of the Lost Crusader, by the way. That's the merged up version that I'm currently using, not the one that she dropped. I am in a personal instance, personal respawning solo instance of difficulty 2, by the way. That's why you'll see that most of the items that drop are dropping at a +2 level. It can drop higher. It's a low percentage that it would do that, but it can. But generally I'm getting +2, and that helps with my merging of all this stuff, is to at least have it at a higher level, like +2, so I don't have to have as many of each item to get it to the next rank. But it every plus you go up on difficulty is more, gets harder and harder with the mobs you're going to fight. +4 is pretty insane. You definitely need a group for difficulty 4. You just drop the haste belt again. That's good. So when we check ours, it was already +4 before, with I don't think any ranks or something, maybe a little bit of ranks into it. We're now halfway through +4. I definitely want to get that to +5 before I leave here. I will be replacing it with a flowing black silk sash whenever I get high enough and can go camp that camp, but for now I want this as high as I can get it on haste. Oh, we don't need Mage Hunter. That's why we're killing so slow. Go back to offense. For those that do not know, offensive stance is right there. Outgoing melee damage is increased by 100%, and your chance to hit is increased by 25%. Every point of bonus damage dealt consumes an equal amount of endurance with a reduction based on your strategy skill. When below 25% endurance, the chance to hit bonus is reduced based on remaining percent of endurance. Bonus damage from critical hits and similar effects do not cost endurance. So that is Warrior, Paladin, Ranger, Shadow Knight, Monk, Bard, Rogue, Beast, and Berserker. Basically all your melees get that ability, that stance. You also notice that the respawn rates are a lot faster here in Everquest Legends, and I am a-okay with that. Be sure to smash that subscribe key, just like the gnome is telling you right there. At 30, we will probably head to Lower Guck. If you are watching Anna Palangako Ikaw Guapa, Nahidla Koso Imo, and over there for you, it's nighttime, so Mayang Gabi, love you very, very much. For anybody that doesn't know Hildegenen, basically I just told her that I love her, and I miss her, and good night, because I know she'll be going to sleep here soon. My goal is this year to move over to the Philippines, get married to the love of my life, my fiance, and start working on finding a place to live. And then early next year I'll be flying back to the US to put my house up for sale, get everything shipped over there, and then finally fly back to the Philippines for good. If you want to follow along with that, you can go to YouTube, look for Farone's Big Adventure. That's Farone's Big Adventure. If you don't know how to spell Farone, it's right there. Farone, P-H-A-R-O-N-E. Come on, people. Farone's Big Adventure, that is my vlog where I am chronicling my whole life experience of moving to the Philippines and getting married. No, I saw that and I feel so bad for you. So yeah, there's another super typhoon that's headed to the Philippines. This is basically typhoon season over there. It's sad to say it's a season, but it really is. And for those that don't know, basically they're called hurricanes in the west and they're called typhoons in the east. So because of the way they rotate, and it's a whole thing. You can look it up. But it took me forever to figure out. I was like, what's the difference? It's the same thing. It's just in Asia they're called typhoons. And they have a lot of them. So, yeah, that's scary that there is a super typhoon headed that way. She's watching right now. I'm getting told that I am bad because I didn't mention her immediately at the beginning of the stream. I love you, don't kill me. I'm 8,500 miles away, so it'd be very hard. Her arms can't quite stretch that long. So we're good there. Oh shoot, Mage Hunter, where's my mouse? There it is. Oh, she got a big hit on me already. I think she already did her harm touch or whatever. I can't wait until every day when I wake up, all I have to do is roll over and see you. I don't have to send you a text message. I will tell everybody out there that long distance relationships is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. If you've never been in an LDR, think long and hard. It is absolutely rewarding. Do not get me wrong. I love Anna V with all my heart and would never ever done this differently. But being in a long distance relationship is probably the hardest thing that I have ever experienced in my life. We basically don't get to be together except whenever I'm on vacation, and only like 1 to 2 weeks at a time for each vacation. And you figure that you go on a vacation once, if twice if you're super lucky and can afford it. It costs a lot of money to go to the Philippines. That's the funny thing. Going to Asia is a lot of money and a very long flight, usually multiple flights. When you're in Asia, going anywhere in Asia, super insanely cheap. So once you're in Asia, you can go to Bangkok, you can go to Thailand, Singapore, China, Vietnam, wherever, Indonesia, Australia, wherever you want to go. Super insanely cheap. getting over there, holy crap, it's expensive. And as a plus-sized, fluffy American, you know, I wanted to do. They don't have first class when you go on international. It's called business class. It's first class. They just call it business class. So I went business class so I could get the big lay-down seat, and my God, that is nice. I can't even begin to explain to you how nice that is. It also comes with an insane price tag too. Round trip is at least, at the very minimum, $5,000. Right now, with the price of fuel going through the freaking roof, because people can't play nice around the world, it was about $7,000 right now. So yeah, getting over there, insane. Once you're there, like if you're in the Philippines, I checked, and it's like most expensive. It's like $200 to go to Melbourne, you know, to fly to Australia. Cheapest is like you $25 to jump over to Bangkok or something like that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So once I'm living in the Philippines, holy crap, I'm going to love vacationing over there. Oh my God, it's going to be so great. We will go to Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia. We'll be going everywhere. Every year we'll be going somewhere different. And it's just going to be great. It's so cheap to get anywhere over there. Yep. So let's take a look at this. By the way, the sword that she drops. She can drop her signet ring or she can drop her sword, which is Sword of the Lost. This is Sword of the Lost +2. It's a delay 40, damage 19, got a stamina 6 on it. We're going to merge that up with our current one, which is a +3. So it's a 40-20 with stamina 7. We do want to get that, if we can, get that to +5 so that we get the, well, it's got the Warn. Is it combat? I think the next one's combat. So that we can put the effect on it. Oh, the Tenderizer this time is a Warrior Necro. He is a dual class, a Warrior Necromancer. Interesting. He did try to harm touch me. We will go back to offensive stance as soon as he gets done nuking. There we are. We'll go to offensive stance and try to destroy him a little bit. Let's go to Empower. And we'll use our big nuke. And we're interrupted. Let's see if we can get this off. That should be a really nice nuke. It was interrupted again. After the cast bar went all the way across at the end, it says interrupted. Again, it did that. I hate that. I hate letting the spell bar go all the way across and then interrupt at the last second. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, honestly. Interrupted again. We really need Steadfast Will. We really need it. Let's go back to Spellblade. Let's get a heal going here. We got the haste belt yet again. Thank God. I say yet, but thank God, because that's what I wanted. We're going to go ahead and use Lay of Hands. It'll be back up in no time. Y'all keep hearing the ding, ding, ding because of the audio trigger I set up on it. You can see how quickly that sucker comes back. It's so great. So I basically have 2 instant heals. As a monk, I've got my Mend, which works fantastically, and as a paladin I've got my Lay on Hands, so I am pretty much solid. Paladin Monk Wizard is a very good loadout. In my opinion, it's my favorite. If I die, it's because I'm chatting with my fiance on my phone. I'm going to blame her. By the way, we dinged level 24 in that. We'll take that, get rid of those. We'll take this moment to, in fact, let's go, because the Lost Crusader is going to take a while for her to come back. Did we get that thing? Sorry. Holy shoo, she's balls. It's okay. Did not expect them to be up. This is kind of a mistake. Hopefully we live through this. Our Lay of Hands is down. Oh, you know what we can do? Yeah, let's see if we can kill him first, then we'll do a feign death if we have to. I was going to try to update my which one am I on? Not the pet. Not the pet. I was going to try to update my buffs and stuff because I leveled to see if I got anything new, and I was looking for a safe place to do it, and I chose the most non-safe place possible. Yeah, I'm not I'm not an official streamer for this game because I know what I'm doing or anything. Right at about now, Torben's probably going, oh god, oh, why did we let him in? I doubt that. He's pretty awesome. Attack. It helps to turn the attack on, dude. Oh my god. Okay, we're going to try something here. We're going to turn her attack off. We're going to watch. She just casted. There. Feign death. If we didn't fail, we failed. Okay. And we're dead. Okay, no problem at all. Whenever you die in this game, you just start over at the front of the zone. So, not nearly as painful as ordinary EverQuest. And some people are going to hate that. I get that. I get that. But, you know, some of us are okay with that. Actually, quite a few of us are okay with that. So there's no new hit point 1, no new shielding. We gain symbol. Before I take that, I want to keep looking here. Armor class, no new. So, and combat initiatives, not new, of course. Yada, 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 nothing else there. Okay, we're going to take our symbol spell that we now have available. Paladin. The reason these are available is because I went and bought most of my spells, I think through level 30. Scribed them ahead of time. That's the thing. In Everquest Legends, you can scribe your spells before you can memorize them. So you can get higher level ones, scribe them all. They'll be in your spell book. You just can't memorize them until you hit the right level for it. So that's what I had done here. I'm going to go ahead and save the spell set as buffs. And that's why at level 24, I automatically now have this new spell I can use. We're going to cast our buffs on ourselves. God, the idea of having a max level paladin with all of these other abilities just really excites me. I can't wait to be a super insane powerhouse in the game. Let me check something. Did the YouTube go down? That happens from time to time. Can't get this thing to work on my other computer. Nope, it's still going. Okay. For some reason it stopped on my other computer, so that made me think that maybe it had gone down. Let's bring up our permanents. Let me know if you're watching on YouTube right now, please. Because periodically I do have an issue where the streaming fails. I multicast, so I do that on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Sometimes I also do that with X, but I haven't really found that many people watch via X, so that's why I haven't worried about it too much. And I've found that whenever I have connection issues like that, the Twitch will automatically come back up. The YouTube tends to just flip me the bird and say, hey, you're screwed. And I find out like after a 6-hour stream that they were off after the first hour, and that really pisses me off. We're going to save this as permanents. It's running on YouTube. Thank you very much, Versifire. And how are you doing this wonderful morning? If I remember correctly, you're up in Canada. I think you were one of the ones that said that. So I was going to ask you how your 4th of July was, but probably not that big of a deal. Let's see here. Although with it being the 250th anniversary of American independence, from what I was seeing, quite a few countries were actually celebrating along with America. I think they had a big fireworks display in France, in Paris actually, and some other places as well. I know some expats in, I saw some videos, expats in Philippines were celebrating pretty hardcore as well. Okay, we got our offensive stance, our Spellblade invocation set up. We're ready to go back and rock and roll. Are these gray to us yet? They are, but he still said, you gotta stop and fight me. That's fine, that's fine. I won't deny you your right to die at my blade. That's perfectly fine. And remember, folks, do what the gnome says. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the follow button or the subscribe, whichever one you want on Twitch. You know, because eventually Eventually, I'm going to get a penny out of that. Right now, YouTube pays me nothing. But eventually, if enough of y'all subscribe, hit like, and leave a comment, I might earn a penny or two. And if I collect that up over like 10 years of subscribing, I might be able to buy a small French fry at McDonald's. So help me get a French fry in a decade from now by hitting that subscribe button. And if you think I'm joking, start a YouTube channel and you'll find out. If you've ever wondered why every successful YouTube content creator out there has an advertisement in the middle of their stream or their videos, it's because YouTube doesn't pay people very much anymore. They're very stingy on that, even though they have tons of advertisements and very long advertisements that you cannot skip out of most times. They still pay their content creators very little. That's why everybody's moved to doing promotions and stuff. I, by the way, have no promotions because, you know, I've got 1,000 subscribers. Kind of helps to have more before people actually want to give promotions. But, like I've said many times over the decade and a half that I've been doing content creation, I don't do it for the money. I have a job. Although I won't here in another month because I'm retiring, but I've always had a job, and that pays all my bills and everything that in life. I always streamed because it was fun, and I always will stream because it's fun. But if I can make a penny in a decade from now, I'll take it. Because by God, there is a small French fry waiting with my name on it. Granted, at that point I'll be in the Philippines, and it'll be a plate of rice. I am told that eating French fries, hamburgers, hot dogs, anything like that that we eat in America is not a meal. That is a snack. So my fiance tells me that's a snack. Unless there's rice, it's a snack. She'll ask me what I had for dinner, and I'll tell her I had hamburger and French fries, or we had air-fried chicken and, chips or something like that, some green beans or whatever. And she's like, that's a snack, honey. And I'm like, that's a meal, baby. It doesn't have rice. It's a snack. Rice is life. That's what I've been told. Good news is I like rice, so should be good when I get to the Philippines. Good news is the names aren't that far apart here, so it's not going to take us long to get back to the Tenderizer and the Lost Crusader. The even better news is we got to update our permanents and our buff spell set, so hey, it was all for a reason. It was all for a good cause, right? I know in the past it's like you died and it like ruined your night. Oh my God, I've got to go back over there. Oh, I'm going to have to travel. It's going to take forever. Then I've got to fight my way back down to try to find my corpse. Oh, God. And it's like 3 in the morning. I need to get up for work the next day. This is horrible. Nah, you don't have that in Everquest Legends. You just instantly respawn at the beginning of the zone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for considering my life and everything I have to deal with outside of the game. God bless you, Game John. Y'all are amazing. Should be one here. Is it invisible? It's probably an error. Yep, that's what I figured. I missed elemental. I don't have a see and viz item or anything like that yet, but I knew he had to be there. First thing we'll do is we'll hit the Tenderizer up again. Where are we at on our belt? We just need, I think, 1 more of the +2s, and this will be a +5. Then we can move on. Hey, we got another AA. He dropped his hammer that time. Our endurance is going way down. We need to switch to balance so we get our endurance back.
And just so you know, balanced is all incoming damage is reduced by 10% and your chance to hit is increased by 10%. Endurance regen, excluding out of combat bonus regen, is doubled. There is no endurance cost to upkeep this stance. So basically, it's a good stance to go to if your endurance is low and you need to get your endurance back, because it'll double your endurance while you're in combat. When you're out of combat and you go to the resting state, you're going to get faster endurance regen anyway. But it's good for that. Recovery invocation is good for the mana side of that. So recovery invocation, balanced stance. Both of those will get your mana endurance back up to where it needs to be. Alright, let's see here. Let's get ourselves prepared for this fight. And being a paladin, I can do this. Oh, he's standing right there. That's not going to help me with what I was about to say. He never reset from where we were fighting, apparently. I was going to sneak around the corner and use a lull, calm, or whatever to lower the Lost Crusaders' aggro range, but we didn't get to do that. Yeah, she stunned us. Come on, we need him to die. Here we are. Now we can work on her. See, she's casting Deshawn's Clash to stun me. If you take Mage plus Necro, will you have 2 pets to battle? Unfortunately, you will not. You can only have 1 pet out at any given time. Excuse me. I'll show you something as soon as she dies, though. Assuming she doesn't destroy me. I don't think she's going to destroy me. But her stuns are really annoying. She's almost gone. I was just looking because it seems like I'm slow. I was just checking to see if she had put a slow on me, but she couldn't. She doesn't have the class to do that. But it felt like I was slow. One of the most annoying things in the world is mobs that slow you. Oh my god, that irritates the crap out of me. So your question about the pets. You have this pet tab up here, and you notice I only have 4 pet inventory slots. You can put anything in there. Anything in there. So, gear. And that's going to all work for your pet, and so forth. So I'm making Uber. And it stays there between deaths and recreations and stuff. This is your pet inventory. Thank God Game John finally did something that should have been in Everquest a decade plus ago. They actually have a pet tab with a pet inventory where you put the inventory in there and it's there and it will stay there. You can take it out and replace it, whatever. As you're merging gear, the merge will work here as well. So it'll automatically merge items that are in your pet inventory as well to gear those up and so forth. I rambled a lot, but what I was trying to get to was, you notice I only have 4 slots. Every pet class you take gives you more pet slots. Necromancer, for whatever crazy reason, I think you only get 2 slots. But like Mage, I think gives you 4 and stuff like that. So if you take, like in your case, the Mage Necro, you're going to have more slots there than what I have. And you're going to be able to put more gear on your pet to make it more powerful. But you won't be able to have more than 1 pet out at any given time. I think that would be insane if you could have more than 1 out at any given time. But for whatever reason, they decided that that was not the way to go. And what they did end up going with is pretty powerful. I do like what they have. And I think it would be really hard to manage multiple pets at the same time. As it is, it's already one of those things where you got to micromanage your pet, make sure that he doesn't go off and Rambo fighting other mobs, and keep him focused on what you're fighting, constantly telling him, on this pet, get on this mob, because it loves to choose something other than what you're actually fighting and gain the aggro, even though the taunt's not on, you got the taunt off. The fact that he's the one fighting that mob and not you makes that mob fight it, and then you see your pet dying over there, and you gotta like grab the aggro off of it. So micromanaging more than 1 pet at a given time would probably make you go insane. Our endurance is at 100%. We need to swap this over to something to use it, so we're going back to offensive stance. But the pets are very powerful. I've ran builds with Mage in it instead of Wizard and liked it a lot. Just make sure you keep your pet spells up to date. You level very quickly in this game, a lot quicker than normally. very quickly your pet can get under level and you get frustrated, like I've done multiple times, not realizing it, and get mad that your pet is constantly dying. And it's literally my fault every time that happened. It wasn't that Game John had made some, bad design decisions. It was me, because I wasn't realizing that my pet was like 3 tiers below where it should have been for the content I was fighting. So keep that in mind. You keep your pet spells updated. As long as you do that, pets are super powerful and super helpful. I prefer Wizard over Mage, simply because of the nuking power of the Wizard. Plus you get the ports. But here's a little tip for all of you out there if you don't know this already. As soon as this guy dies, we'll find out. Here we are. So we hit L, go to Rituals. We have all these great things in Rituals. We got our Bind, our Gate. We've got some ports here, some teleports. Yes, teleports. Once you've opened it up on one of your classes, like in this loadout I have Wizard, and you notice I have some Wizard ports here. I've opened them up because I got to the level and I have the spell memorized. Now it's on the Rituals. You can go to a loadout that doesn't have that ability, like I could go to a loadout that doesn't have Wizard in it, go to the Rituals tab, and use the ports. Yep, you can use those from your Rituals tab. So you could level up a Wizard to 25, I think it is, to get all of your main ports that you need. I think that's around the level range that you need to do that. And then change to a different loadout that has no Wizard in it. You can be all melee, and you'll have your Bind, you'll have your Gate, you'll have all the ports from your Wizard so that you can get around the world. Yeah, there's a replayability addition right there to the game. It gives you a reason to level up a loadout that has a Wizard or a Druid in it, just so you can get those ports. Another thing you'll find in Rituals is things like Shrink. So if you level up a Shaman, Shrink will show up in your Rituals when you gain it. So then you can be on other loadouts that don't have a Shaman, and via the Rituals, use your Shrink. Now when you use a Ritual, by the way, it takes a long time to cast, and after it casts, you are left with no mana, and I think no endurance. It uses it all up. So there's that one caveat, but it's a well worth it trade-off. Absolutely worth it. But yeah, that's another way that the game creates replayability. Makes it to where you want to play up a lot of the different classes to get those Rituals. I'm hoping, and I haven't tried it yet, but I'm hoping that Enchanter would be some Rituals added to that. That would be cool. I doubt it, but just personally, I'm thinking that would be a really cool thing if you could get some stuff like haste and things put into Rituals, but I seriously doubt they've done that or will do that. That's overpowering, but man, that would be cool if it did. The fact that Shrink shows up in there makes me think that there's a possibility. Who knows? Probably not, though. Probably not. That seems overpowering. Seems very overpowering. Any mobs here to fight? Nope. Okay. Then she should be up. Yep, she is. So we're going to click her and use our lull. And then we're going to pull the skeleton. So then we can fight her alone. Need to get that belt one more time so we can move on. These are getting lower level. Garrison's Mighty Mana. Gotta hate her interruptions. Oh my god. Constant interruption. Can't get any spells off. There we are. We got her. Sword is still not +5. We are not even halfway on that one. We will be replacing that though with as soon as we can get the mithril two-handed sword, so it's not a huge ordeal. Are gnome race evil? Not inherently, I don't think. I think it depends on the class that you take with it. I could be wrong. Don't take me for the gospel on that, though. I could totally be wrong. I love the gnomes. I love the gnomes, but I really wanted to play a dark elf with my brother. And I'll be opening them all up eventually. Let me show you that if you don't know. In here, if I go to one of these and I click on edit, you can see that race is only dark elf, because that's the race that I chose at the beginning of the game. When you choose your character, you create your character, you choose that race. That's the race you're going to be. In all of your loadouts, that's the race you're going to be until you unlock another race. At level 50, you're going to get a token you can use. When you use that token, you can choose one more. So then you have two. To get the rest of them, you have to do achievements. So the achievements are the untapped potential. You go to races. And let's say we wanted to unlock the barbarian. You have to do these things. And the reward is that you get the ability to use that race. So you'll see that I've already got the dark elf. And the reason I have the dark elf is because that was what I originally created as. But yeah, you can unlock every race. So you can have those in your loadouts. You use them as you want. You can unlock them all. To get... So... At a level 11, up until 11, you can switch your primary and your additionals at any time. You go to an ordinary, a low-level area, mainly like a city or something like that, and you can change these up all you want. When you hit level 10.99% and you're about to level into 11, you will get a pop-up on your screen that tells you you're about to lock this in for your primary and your deity, which is less important right now. But it says you're about to lock in your primary. Are you sure you want to do that? Until you hit that button to lock it in, you can keep changing everything, but you cannot hit level 11. It'll throw the experience away. Every time you get it, you'll throw it away. When you lock that in, that makes it to where that every loadout you make, your primary can only come from that class that you had chose as your primary. You may be like, well, what if I want to do a build that doesn't have that primary into it, Ferone? What the heck am I going to do? Well, glad you asked. At level 46, you gain the ability, the access to the planar zones. One of them is the plane of sky. There are quests in the plane of sky that you do, and by finishing those quests, it opens up other primary classes for you. So you can open up every one of these. You can open up every race via achievements. You can open up every class as your primary class via quest at max level by doing the raiding content in Plane of Sky, but keep in mind it's not raiding like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm not a raider. Now you can solo raid a content. Don't worry about it. You can do difficulty 0 and you can solo it. So yeah, you can open up everything in this game eventually, and that's the whole idea, is being able to open it up and play everything. It's you play the game the way you want to play the game, and you do it all on one character, so you don't have to have all these alts. I'm an altaholic. I would have 100 alts if they allowed me to. You do it on one character, and you're achieving stuff and opening things up on that one character. So it's a fantastic system. It really is. And as a completionist by heart, I totally look forward to doing all of that. Yes, you can only have one character. Keep in mind that there's multiple servers, so you can have a character on each server if you want to try different things. I know that's going to upset some people, but that is the way the game is designed. It is a one-character game. It's basically like Final Fantasy XIV, where you have a character and you just multi-class to play different things on that character. The difference here is you also can change your race and stuff in your loadouts by opening up your races and stuff. So you're not stuck to just one race. Also, helps with the thing that I've said has been missing in EverQuest for many years. Having one character name on a server Means your reputation actually matters again. Reputation meant absolutely nothing in EverQuest in modern day. In the old days, it mattered because it was so hard to level up. People knew you on the server, and your reputation absolutely mattered. And I like the fact that this will get back to that because everybody's playing a single character on one server, on whatever server they're on. So your reputation will actually matter again. Again, some people may not like that, but I am all for that. I like the old days where that if you were a jackass, everybody knew you were a jackass, and they generally didn't help you. In modern day EverQuest, everybody is an asshole to each other. I have good friends that were assholes to people. I have good friends that on occasion were assholes to me. EverQuest, modern day EverQuest just unfortunately garners that play style from people. I don't know why, it just does. Hell, I had a guy back in the day that I worked with, and I found out he was an EverQuest fan, and we were both playing EverQuest 2 together, and he was the nicest, quietest person possible at work. In game, he was the biggest asshole I ever met. I was like, who is this guy? Another great game. I'm just saying, I'd give anything if a company, either Game John or another company, came along and made an Everquest Legends 2 for Everquest 2, because I do love Everquest 2. I just think there is a plethora in Everquest 2 that I'd love to see changed and quality of life added and stuff. And seeing what Game John did with Everquest, I would love to see what they could do with Everquest 2. I really would. We need him to hurry up and drop his belt again already. That sounds bad. I need him to drop his belt. Ha ha ha. Another game that I would love to see the Game John touch be done on is World of Warcraft. I would love to see that. My God, that would be so cool. I can't quite click her. I keep getting the pet. Darn it. Let's see if I can get a different angle without. I think I'm gonna get him. Got her. You have to understand, I'm not the kind of person that's like, I only play one MMO at a time. I play multiples. I recognize the fact that every MMO plays differently, has different goals, different achievements, different play styles. I don't compare them anymore. I did in the past. I used to compare everything to EverQuest, and I thought everything sucked because it wasn't EverQuest. I don't do that anymore. I am a big advocate for Lord of the Rings Online. I think it's one of the best MMORPGs on the market. I think that Everquest Legends now is a big competitor with it, but I still think Lord of the Rings Online is in the top 2 best MMORPGs on the market, with Everquest Legends being the other one. And I actively play both games. I will say, head over to lotro.com. That's LOTRO.com. LOTRO.com. Create an account, download the game, play for free. Yes, free. Free. I can't express that enough to people. Lord of the Rings Online is an actual free-to-play game with the ability to earn the what they call Lotro points by playing the game. So you literally can play the game for free. It is amazing. It is developed by Standing Stone Games, and it is published by Daybreak Games, just like Everquest Legends is developed by Game John and published by Daybreak Games. I absolutely am a big advocate for that game. Come on, drop your belt, buddy. Drop the belt. You know you want to. Ah, interrupting me. No belt. Ooh, Tenderizer just went to +6. Now it's a 19.8. God, that's an amazing weapon. That is so freaking good. Oh my god. Oops, that's what I'm doing wrong. I knew I was hitting the button wrong there somewhere. We'll go ahead and lay of hands ourselves. We'll use that as a heal. It comes back so often that you might as well. Is my yep, my watch is finally finished charging. I can put it back on. He keeps denying me the belt. He keeps denying. I want to get downstairs and kill some more of the other guys before I leave Najina. I've killed them before. Obviously, that's how I have my J boots and all, but I'd like to kill them some more to merge up some of the gear that I've gotten. And I gotta stay here fighting this guy at least until I can get the haste belt to +5. That's my goal. Is it +5 or +4? +5, yeah. We need one more. I will be camping Solsec B, aka Nagafin's Lair. There's some items I want there. There's a staff that has a proc on it that normally everybody ignores. It's not that big of a deal, but I want it because I can take that proc off of it and put it on one of my weapons. So I'll be farming that. There's some mithril gear there that I want to farm in the KPC, the King Priest Champion Camp. Others call it the Royals Camp, depending on what server you're on as to what they called that camp. There's some mithril gear that I want to get. Mithril breastplate, mithril bracer. I want to rank those up as high as I can. And after that I want to head over to Lower Guck because I want to get a flame black silk sash as well as a the mithril two-handed sword. Wouldn't mind getting the short sword of the Kesha and getting the proc off of it. So yep, those are my goals for this character up through level 50. Then we'll head on to the rating. Another AA, where are we at on those? We have 5, we need one more for the AA that we're wanting to purchase, which is a wizard AA. Did they ever make that change in here? They didn't. I really wish they had like a another column here that told you what class that is for when you're in the class one, and maybe something down here that told you what class it is down here as well. Because while you know Improved Familiar, we all know is wizard, there are some that you look at and you go, I'm not sure what that's from. Like Unbound Destruction. Doesn't really say, but I can tell you that it's from wizard. Just because I happen to know. But there's nothing that really tells you that that's based on your wizard class. I picked up one of those yesterday, one of the Flame Black Silk Sashes, or the Short Sword of Yakesha, or the Mithril Twin Sword. You know, it could have been anything that I said along the way, so which one? I realize my ability to figure that out is not going to be very good. Ah, okay. Short Sword of Yakesha and Flame Black Silk Sash. Very nice items. They were mandatory back in the day. At least the Flame Black Silk Sash was. Not so much so now, considering that we have this haste belt here, but still very good. And you could bypass this and go to raiding and get a haste item from raiding now. There is that possibility. So it's not as mandatory now as it used to be. Wish I could tab target through them, but I can't. I have to be able to see them. Got it. Even killed Master Yell. Wow. Did you get anything good? Oh man, she came. Mage Hunter. Where's she at? She sent her pet, but she didn't come? There she is. She's taking her time trying to nuke on me. My god, can I just get one nuke off without a freaking interruption? Let's go to inviolable and nuke. We may have to lay up hands ourselves. Oh, she's using spell stun, so I think that's going to invalidate my inviolable. There, we're laying hands on ourselves. Man, this is just... She is rough. She just snared me as well. Or at least she tried. Got her! Would have preferred she dropped her sword, but she did not. Let's go to recovery, get her mana back, and balance to get her endurance back. He's back up already. Come on, belt. Papa needs a belt. I think our coffee is gone. We need more coffee. 2 times belts, not bad really. Yep, very much so. You know, the first time I was in a raid guild that went and killed Yell, I got a bat phone for it, and I went and I literally was trying to run down through the hole. I did not know that you literally just go to the cliff side there and jump into the hole, and like they were finished raiding it, killing it before I ever even made it to the bottom. And that's when I found out about you just jump off. This is not going well. Spellblade and offensive. We need to actually switch to divine and do some healing because we're in trouble. We're out of lay of hands, and I mean lay of hands is down, and our mend is down, and we're dead. Okay. Yep, I screwed up on that one. I should not have attacked him without anything up. We'll go ahead and bring up our permanent spells. That was my fault. Wow, fizzled. Don't see that much. That's right, I'm over level 20, so my fizzle AA is no longer any good. Need our improved familiar. We need one more AA. How much more do we have to get to that? A long way, so okay. Oh my god, will you stop fizzling our mana away? That's so aggravating. Alright, now let's bring up our buffs. Courage, Holy Armor, and Symbol of Trenzil. And we'll go back to our main spell set. We're ready to rock and roll. Spellblade and offensive, we're good. I love the personal instances though. That's one of my favorite quality of life things in Everquest Legends. To not have to compete with people for the mobs that you're wanting to camp is such a nice thing. But Ferone, I like competition. Well, there's always the open instances. You can go to those. You don't have to go to the personal ones. This game close to being ready for release? Very much so. The game comes out at the end of July. You can head over to EverquestLegends.com and buy it right now for $19.99, and you will be able to get into the beta that's running right now. And you will be able to reserve your character name by creating your character on the beta server. The beta servers get wiped before they go live, but I believe by having your character created that saves your character name. I think that's how that works. And if you already knew the timing and was just asking, is the game good enough and ready for release? Yes. Yes, it is very much so. The game was good enough for release in closed beta. At the end of closed beta, it was good enough. They're adding new things to it and better changes to it and so forth. This team never rests. They're constantly developing on the game. Let's go ahead and go to recovery. We do need to get some mana back. Just looking for my coffee, and then of course remembered that I'm out of coffee. I need an assistant. I need an assistant that will keep coffee coming to me. And some pastries would be nice to go along with my coffee. Actually, I shouldn't get pastries or anything to go with it because I'm getting fatter. Let me see. That was his earring, right? We're up to... Actually, we're on this one. We're at +4. And that's nice. That's interesting. I've never seen two of them there. One must have been pathing or something. That's Oh, no. He's a Shadow Knight. Okay, and I just killed his pet. I went against my own rule. I killed the pet rather than the master because I didn't realize that was a pet. He is a warrior necromancer, and his pet was a Shadow Knight. I wish they had a DPS meter built in. Did they? Hold on. They had something over here. I remember that. There was something I had seen before. There it is. Primary DPS, secondary DPS. They don't have values for that. Does it show up whenever you're in the middle of a fight? No, it doesn't. Okay, just checking. Obviously they've got placeholders for it, so maybe that'll be added at some time. It would be nice if they had a built-in DPS meter. It'd be nice if it was out here on a window, honestly, where you see it and you didn't have to open up your inventory. Because whenever I do go to two-handed weapon, I am curious to know precisely if I'm doing better with two-handed as opposed to dual wielding. And that's usually an easy thing to figure out, somewhat easy, in ordinary EverQuest, but with us dual or multi-classing, triple classing, it's a little less obvious because, you know, the monk can do hand-to-hand and stuff like that and dual wield, whereas the paladin can only do one weapon at a time, and I'm technically doing two here. So, you know, figuring out whether you're actually better off with the dual wield or not is a little more complex. So it's more of a feel thing. How does it feel to you? And when I played up in closed beta, my one level 50 that I played up was a Paladin Monk Wizard. I ended up going with a two-handed weapon eventually, mainly because a lot of people said that it was better. And I used it and it felt better, but I didn't know precisely if it truly was. And a DPS meter built into the game would be great to try to figure that out. Don't get me wrong, you don't need it. The game does not need that level of min-maxing. It's just you can do all the min-maxing you want in the game. It's all available for you. I don't normally do it, but I would kind of like to know in that case. That one particular case. He dropped his hammer again. He seems to hate me. Where's it at? Is it on 6? Yeah, it's on 6 now. See, look at that. You gotta get 64 of them to take it to 7. We will not be hanging out here long enough to see that. God, I hate that. Come here. Where are you going? Don't run away from me. Let me grab a cough drop. I'm sitting here clearing my throat non-stop. I have sinus issues year-round. I know people get annoyed on my videos listening to me clear my throat non-stop. I do it so that I don't drown to death in my own phlegm. But let me go ahead and get a cough drop going here. Because I do know it's annoying. Our endurance is completely gone. We'll go to balance to get our endurance back a little faster. We ding 24. Did we ever gain flying kick? Nope, no flying kick. Let me check by name just to make sure. Nope. We still haven't got to flying kick yet. I don't know what level that's at, but I'm pretty sure it's in the 20s. Our endurance still kind of low, otherwise I push back on offense. So you notice we're killing slower right now. Let's use our wizard side to help speed up these fights. We got plenty of mana. Speaking of plenty of mana, let's go back to Spellblade. I can't believe I didn't change that already. There we are. I had to clear my throat. It's about to die of phlegm. I do want to get that audio trigger set up for the felled. There it is. Has fallen to the ground. For felled feigned death, so I know. Audio triggers. Drone has fallen to the ground. There's the one. Make that a little louder, honestly. There we are. Create. So now I'll know if I fail my feigned death. It'll go broop. That'll be a nice quality of life thing there, Game John designers. If you were to make it to where when you go into audio triggers, you could choose normal stuff, like a list of things like failed mend, failed feigned death, stuff like that, and just choose whether you want what sound for it and what volume we want, and have a checkbox to turn it off and on, so you didn't have to actually write the trigger. That would be great. Individualized audio trigger volumes too would be great, because you notice now the one I have set up for Smite is loud again, because I had to turn it up to hear the Feign Death Failure one. In fact, the place you could put that would be right here. You could literally add a column to this for audio trigger. Failures and audio trigger successes. Oh my god, no belt again. He hates me. That's going up pretty quick. We're going ding 25 here. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm not thinking. Had it on balanced stance to get my endurance back. Didn't have it on offense, that's why it's taking forever for me to kill these guys. We're going to have to kill that audio trigger for the Smite success, because that is just too loud. I need to keep it loud so I can hear the Feign Death Failure, but I don't need it loud for the other one. What did we gain there? Let me see. Oh, it's going to keep scrolling faster than I can scroll up until this guy dies. I love how it just kind of like pukes all of the skills when you level, because they go up so fast right after you level. Oh great, I was wanting that to finish so I could look at my chat, and we immediately got an ad. There you go. Have a nice death. Let's go up here and see this now. Level 25, Dragon Punch. Dragon Punch. Okay, so we gained Dragon Punch. Let's go take a look at that, see if there's any in the indicator that will tell us anything about it. Dragon Punch is right here, and it says this ability Dragon punches your current target, dealing damage. Dragon Punch will double and triple attack. So that's all it says. And we're currently using Eagle Strike. This ability strikes your current target, dealing damage. It's same exact wording. So I wish they would add a little wording to those two to tell you what the difference is between Eagle Strike and Dragon Punch. But since this is our newest one, we're going to go ahead and switch to it. Still no Flying Kick. We will go ahead and right click this one to see if there's any differences here. Still no updated hit point buff. No updated shielding. No updated armor class. Alright, so we're good. I don't need to worry about the rest of it. Actually, do we get any new damage spells, or have we learned new damage spells? We probably haven't. Let's hit L, go to spells, click here to choose wizard only, so we're showing only our wizard ones. Let's go to our highest level at the bottom, 23. So yeah, we haven't bought our spells for the wizard. We can go ahead and hit show unscribed, and we can see we're level 25. So starting here and up is what we could have. North Carina, minor familiar, but we're about to have a better one from AAs. Cast Force, Column of Lightning, Frost Shock. Actually want that one, honestly, not dishonestly, but honestly, I like that one a lot. Levitate. Okay, we could be getting some stuff there, so we know that next time that we leave here we need to go back to Neriak and buy some spells. If we don't get the haste belt again to get it to 15% haste before we hit level 26, we're moving on. I'm putting a deadline on it. Come on, buddy. Come on. Give me the belt. Give me the belt. Give me the belt. Give me the belt. Everybody chant belt, belt, belt. He didn't give me the belt. 6 of 16. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wrong one. Totally looking at the wrong one. 21 of 64. Holy crap. Wow. Skill Lost Crusader. Did something just spawn? Yeah. I can see him sneak up behind me is trying to get some free shots from behind, not go through my defenses. The mobs always like to cheat like that. Now there's a skeleton doing it the same on the other side. Cheaters. Alright, we're going to go to Mage Hunter and Empower, and we're going to go blast this Lost Crusader. After we fight these mobs, I forgot about them. Almost got our 6 AA so we can get our pet. There we are. Now we're ready. See if I can get her targeted so I can start off with a nuke. Yep. Woohoo! Hit her for 428. God, I'm sorry, guys. There, she gave us her ring again. Send me spinning. I would switch back to Spell Blade and Offensive Stance. We could actually, we should do that. Let's play with that. Let's make a macro key. So the macro for that is do ability Spell Blade. Let's do that. Let's kill him first. And actually something I've been meaning to do for a while. You hit O, go to interface, nope, controls, choose hotbar 2. I'm going to make this spot down here control 1. So number 1 is control 1. Control 2, whoops, not what I wanted. I need this one here to control. Man, let's try that again. My brain's not working. Control 2, or I should say my fingers are not working with me. Control 3, Control 4. Love how they put that at the top right. Oh my god, that's so much better than normal. I just saw that. That is really cool. And Control 5. Alright, we're good there. We do not need these here anymore. I basically had them there so I could watch to see that they're actually going off. It was just kind of visual for me because I thought it was cool. We're going to hit L, go to macros. I have not used this window before for this, so that's kind of new. I don't know what's going on with these squares. That is a bug. When we click here and we right click, so it's still got the same social over here. Now that I know that, I have no reason to go to that window. I can just do it right here. Right click, assign to new macro, and we'll say what should we call this? Spell blade. We'll slash do ability spell blade, and also slash do ability. What is this one here? Offense. It's offense stance. So I have a button I can hit that'll automatically take care of putting those both in. Whenever I'm going up against a caster and I want to blast the crap out of it, we'll make one for that. We'll call it fight caster. And we'll do slash do ability empower is how that one's done. Slash do ability. And if I need to do a some other form of this, then I'll just do it by hand, but manually. But for the normal ones, I will do it via this button. So it's going to do Mage Hunter stance. Have they fixed this yet to where that you can set the color? No, colors still aren't working. We're going to call this fight normal default. Alright, and if I need to, we're going to do one for recover. We're going to call this fight recover slash do ability recover and slash do ability balanced stance. Do we want one more? Heals. Fight heal. Or actually heal me. We'll do slash do ability divine. And we probably, if we're doing that, we're probably in a point where we need to not die as easy. So a do ability will change our stance. We'll do that to evasive or defensive. Let me read it real quick. Of course, the Lost Crusader's up, so. And we're going to do fight caster. So that puts us in Mage Hunter and Empower. Perfect. Now I don't have to click the mouse, which is hard for me, finding where the mouse is on the screen and getting it all down there. Now I can just do that in one button push. Back to what we were doing on the heal one. I want to, he's going to fight me. Maybe I can back up. We'll see. I want to put that either in evasive. Evasive, you have 95% chance to evade all incoming attacks. Every point of damage evaded consumes 2 endurance. With a reduction based on your strategy skill, evasion will fail if you have insufficient endurance or while playing dead. Defensive is all incoming physical damage reduced by 50% and incoming magical damage reduced by 20%. Every point of damage reduced consumes an equal amount of endurance with a... okay, so 50% versus 95% avoiding attacks. So this one here will do caster and that. Kind of think... no, boy, that's a hard one. I think I'll go evasive for now. So it's going to be do evasive stance. I just think that may be the better case, because 95% evasion, whereas the other one's 50%. of damage, and then 25, I think it was, for the spells. It's like, I think you're going to get more out of 95% avoidance while you're trying to heal yourself up than you are the other way. I'm going to go to fight default. Like it. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. I like those buttons. That's going to make life a little bit easier. And of course, let's check this. That should have a name there as well. 8 and 7. The reason it doesn't, that's why. So numpad 7 is this one. Numpad 8 is this one. Nope, that's wrong. It was, no, that should have been right. Oh, it's 6. Okay, 6. Stop it. Damn it. Now I gotta set that again. I clicked the wrong one. Control 5. There we are. Take that out and take that out. Okay, so now it actually has the naming up there because you have to do it in the first one, not the alternate one. That makes sense. Push this one. We'll do it as well. Okay, that's cool. Number 11, which should be this one right here. I don't think I have one for that, do I? I don't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need one for that. Eventually we can. This one here should have one though. Number 5. No, it's not number 5. That's, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Origin does not need to be here. Let's put that somewhere else. We'll put it over here. I said 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's number 9. It's right there. So I have my sit stand on numpad 5. All right, we're good. So let's say we were in trouble and I need to heal myself. I go Control 5, then use my heal. We're all good now. Then I can go back to number 2, Control 2. Yeah, got him, mate. That's awesome. You could even go so far as to put that into your heal. You could use that as in your macro for your heal button, to where that it swaps you to divine stance, divine invocation right before you cast your heal. I mean, if you wanted to go that far to min-maxing your macros, you could do that. I hope that in the future they take this macros window and make it better. So like you click on it and then automatically in here have all the stuff, and have like pause buttons and duration and so forth. That would make this so much more valuable. Like rituals, it's great. That is a great window. Spells is a great window. Disciplines, I haven't done anything with disciplines yet. Abilities is a fantastic window. It can be elaborated on to make it a little better, but most of that is really good. Man, he didn't drop his belt again. How annoying is that? Well, I can tell you how annoying it is. It's very annoying. Yeah, we're going to try something here with the heal thing. It does have going to it would mean that I need a heal, right? So we're going to try something with this slash. I think I'm trying to remember. I think it was backwards that you had to do it. So it was like slash pause 5 comma and then the ability you're doing. Then after that you did what you're going to actually have it do, which is slash cast 8. Let's see if that works. I'm going to hit Control 5. I got both my stances in place and did my heal. But it didn't. Okay, it's in Divine right now. Why is that? Oh, I'm at 100% health, so I can't test that right now. Okay, because I need to see it actually say up there that it did the additional heal. We'll wait until we're in a situation where we're down a lot of health, then we'll test that button. I'm just thinking it might not be a bad idea to have that that set up to where that it changes your stance and your invocation and then immediately tries to cast one heal. Obviously, if it doesn't go through, you get stunned or whatever, you can keep hitting your heal and it'll be fine. But I'm just saying, as part of it, the intention of going to that particular stance invocation is that I'm going to need a heal, so I might as well have it set up to where that it does give you a heal. Or attempts to at least give you a heal. The others aren't really anything where I would think that I'm necessarily going to use a particular spell every single time I do it, so I'm not going to do them that way. But that one seems like a good place for that. Okay, let me get into the next fight and we'll try it. We've got plenty of it. So I'm going to hit Control F5. It's going to change everything. It worked. It worked. So you can see right over here, we got our ordinary heal, plus we got the extra heal from the Divine. So pressing Control 5 is going to switch my stance to Divine, or I mean my invocation to Divine, my stance to evasive, and fire off a heal cast automatically. And when I'm done, I'll hit Control 2 to go back to my fight mode, so that I get my Spellblade invocation and my offensive stance. That works. That works. A little bit more of a min-max setup now. We've greatly slowed down our experience gains because we're killing these mobs way past where we should, but it's because I'm camping that haste belt. If he just finish and give me that one last haste belt, we'd be done with it and move on. He respawned in there, so let's go ahead and pull him. See if we get lucky on another haste belt. Yes! Hallelujah. Let's bring up our haste belt. We're going to merge. We went to +5. We're at 15% haste now. I'm not waiting around for 32 more of those to get it to the next one up. That is perfectly fine with me. I want to try something here because it always says 110. I want to take this off and put it back on. Nope, still says 110. I'm hoping that is a visual. I'm just going to put it right as that. I hope that's just visual. Another quality of life that I'd love to see added to the game is I use this Control 2 on this macro here to put it in fight default. I wish there was a thing in the macro window to set the type of the macro to like toggleable or something like that, so that whenever it's clicked, it will keep something on this, like a color, an outline, or something, until such time as any other one is clicked. So that way there I would know that I'm in fight mode as opposed to in heal me mode and stuff like that. I'm not sure how they would implement that, but if there's some way they can implement that, that would be super awesome. The only reason I bring up these things that I wish they would put in is because Game John has been super awesome about putting in quality of life stuff. So, God dang it. Sorry, guys. So, it's not like normal where that, you know, you don't expect that they'll ever put that in like you would in ordinary EverQuest. But here with Game John, they've been super awesome about adding more and more quality of life stuff. And so, you might as well say it. And if by any chance they even hear that you said it, or see where you suggested it somewhere, who knows, they may put it in. It's one thing I've loved about this company is they're actually doing stuff, not just like, you know, they're not just doing like, okay, this is our what we're putting out for a release, or this is what we're putting out for our expansion. They're just making a better game, period. So anytime they think of something that'll make the game more fun, more accessible, more anything, they put it in. It doesn't have to be on their roadmap, so to speak. Seriously? It just wanders by? There we are. We'll head downstairs. Is this the one? Okay, this may be Drell's now. If so, I think it is. Yes, it is. Okay. This is a hard fight. Not even gonna lie. This is a very hard fight. I've died here many times. Can I make this to where I can see? I can, maybe. Okay, even though we've done that, we are going to switch to caster mode and try to kill Drells now. Oh, come on. Oh, for the love of everything. She's hidden behind her pet. Okay, fine. Pull the pet. Then we'll swap to her. We got them all. Okay, probably gonna die here. Not gonna lie. Probably a death. She appears to be a warrior Shadow Knight. And keeping us fully stunned throughout the whole fight. If we could get off a spell, we might be able to kill her. But literally just staying stunned the whole fight. Oh, control one. Got it. Woo! See, that helped being able to hit a key rather than having to get the mouse down there, because I was not having the reaction time I needed for it. Got her. Holy crap. Holy crap. Man, what a fight. Even at level 25, that was a hell of a fight. We'll go over what she dropped whenever we get done killing these two. I think we can go ahead and switch to fight mode. She slowed us or something. What is this here? Maybe not. It just feels like we're slowed. Okay. Whew. Man, what a fight. Alright, so she dropped an Earring of Disease Reflection +2. Not that great, but you know, you could work that up. And Stiletto of the Blood Claw +2. And this is the key to get you into... Ooh, it is temporary. I thought they had changed that. Oh, sure enough. They'll get you into Najena's room. I'm glad I checked that, because I did not realize that was still temporary. I thought they'd gotten rid of all the temporary keys. I know they did in Befallen, but apparently not in Nagena yet. God, what a fight. We'll wait for one more spawn, and we will start off fighting her as soon as she spawns. Let's go ahead and switch to caster mode so we'll be in the right stance and everything. So we can start off with a nuke. Let me see, that was 1, 2, this is 3. Let's go ahead and use this on this one. See if we can bring that down a little more. Right now it's at 2.88 seconds. 2.82 did not do much. Not going to use these two. I will not. Those are too valuable. I work on my feign death and my sneak. You're the boom. That was my feign death felon. That's why you got to work it up. Spawn rate is not bad at all, so she'll be back up in a minute or two. It won't be that long. Sneak, I believe, goes up to 100. That's why I'm trying to get that all the way up. Well, why I'm trying to get it all the way up, I mean, is so that I can more easily sneak in and buy Paladin spells in Freeport. Because if you don't sneak, I've found that I am not able to buy spells from the Paladin vendors. They basically tell me to F off because I'm a Dark Elf. They're kind of rude. And reliably sneaking, you need a high sneak. I failed at it about 95% of the time. And there's no indicator. When you're not a rogue class, there is no indicator to let you know whether you failed or not. The only way that you know you failed the sneak is because you're not moving slowly when you try to move. That I wish they would add a indicator in to let you know that you failed your sneak for people that aren't on a rogue class. What can feign death go up to now? Feign death can go up to 130. She's up. Much easier to fight her when she doesn't have a pet up, nor does the other guy, other NPCs up in the room at the same time. And we didn't get her before another one popped up, so a little bit more of a problem. And now we've been stunned, otherwise she'd be dead already. So she's going to get the second one to spawn before we get her killed. There we are, we got her. Man almighty, what a really pain in the butt mob to kill. That's just bronze. Up to plus 5 on that stiletto. One thing you'll notice that is on this stiletto with the blood claw, you notice it's red because it's shouting at Rogue Necro Beast, so I can't technically use it. And that also means that the AUG is not going to be usable by me. So it's kind of worthless, other than the fact that if I end up creating a loadout that matches one of those classes, then I could use it. So this is the kind of thing that I would build up and put in the bank and hold on to it in case, you know, later on I have a class that can use it. Not going to be too big of an ordeal here on this beta because it's going to be wiped by the end of the month. But when I'm playing for real, my forever character, I'll be doing stuff like that. And of course, one of the things that what I'm referring to is Notice that's an AUG. You can take that out. You don't have to worry about this weapon. You could use it in another weapon as long as it meets those requirements. It's a primary or a secondary. Race can be all. Class can be one of those. And the reason that matters is if you have a weapon, let's say the weapon does not have Shadow Knight, Rogue, Necromancer, or Beast Lord on it. Doesn't have any one of those on it. You couldn't use this AUG on that weapon because it would create a situation where you'd create a weapon that could not be used by anything. And it will tell you that you're creating an item that's unusable and won't allow you to do it. 1 second, gentlemen. Fiance's headed to bed. All right. And just a reminder, do what the gnome says. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already. I greatly appreciate it. Come on, Drells, now. Show up again. Although I really don't know what I'm camping her for. I probably don't need to sit here and camp her. We'll do it one more time and that's it. Because we've already got our speedy boots, our J boots. And we're not using her ring. Earring, I should say. What is her earring? At least I don't think I am. Am I using her earring? How come I don't see it? Oh, scroll up. Okay. We are using it. We've got it because it's got the AC6 on it. Yeah, it's not that big of an ordeal. We don't have something to replace it with, so it's no big deal. My buttocks and my knees are hurting. Come on, one more nuke before the other one spawns. Yeah! In your face, Drelsna. Alright, we really don't have a reason to stick around there. We'll head across the hall over here. The Blood Artist. Nice easy kill. She dropped the Muse's Flayed Legs +2. Nothing special. We don't use them. Don't think so. No, we don't. We don't use them. We're using Pub Pants. Let me make sure they aren't better. Where are they at? Here they are. AC9. I maybe need to switch to them. This one's got mana, but not much mana. Let's go ahead and switch to them. Oh yeah, this is the room with all the skeletons. It's like a bunch of skeletons in here for no real reason. There's not a named or anything. It's just a bunch of skeletons. Let's switch to caster mode. Why is it not working? Control 3? I'm already in caster mode, duh. And we'll do AoE. And get interrupted so it doesn't actually work. Let's try it again. And get interrupted so it doesn't actually work. God, the interruptions are real in this game. You cannot get a spell off. Unreal. We're gonna need to use lay of hands. Switch yourself over to fight mode and just fight them down because there's too many of them. We can't cast a single spell. Oh, we got a cheater back here, hitting us from behind. We may die from this because there's just so many interruptions. We're not getting anything done. And this is where I tell people they think that, you know, from playing ordinary EverQuest that doing enchanter or shaman is going to help them with this stuff. And I tried to explain to people that it's not like ordinary EverQuest because you are the only one fighting unless you're in a group, which most people solo leveling up. Unless you're in a group, you're not going to have the ability to get a cast off. There we are. They weren't casting, so I was able to feign death. And I got down to 37 hit points. It's like, lay down, you're done. You're not going to be able to get a slow off or a mez off. Or you're just going to get interrupted non-stop until you take all of Steadfast Will to get yourself 100% unstunnable from melee attack. Keep that in mind. It's melee attack, not casting. They can still cast the stun on you. But until you do that, yeah, you're not going to get it off. So the whole idea of, oh, I've played shamans in the past and I can slow things like crazy and I'm going to own everything. Not so much when you get into Everquest Legends, because you're going to be sitting there going, interrupted, 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 dead. And you never got your slow off. Never happened. Now you can use Inviolable to be able to do it, but you're going to be using up twice as much mana to do that. I mean, it is a different experience when you're playing the game where that you're the tank, puller, healer, crowd controller, DPSer, all as one person. That is a different way to play the game. Have we gotten 6 AAs? We do. Let's get our improved familiar. And by the way, just a reminder, this is going to increase the direct damage dealt by critical direct damage spells by 3%. Casting level of spells by 9. Your cold, disease, fire, magic, and poison resistance by 25. Your mana regeneration by 6 points. Your maximum mana by 200 points. And allows you to see invisible creatures. So, we are going to train this. Why am I not able to train this? What have I done wrong? I do have 6 AAs. It costs 6 AAs. Why do you have to have something before? Requirements level 45. I didn't pay attention. Okay, we can't have that. Crap. Okay, I was saving up for that and we can't get it. Rapid feign. It's just going to take 1 second off of your feign death. That's not going to help. Slaying dead. It helps. I've had it before, but it wasn't enough that I actually would say I gotta have it. Maybe later on, but not really like a must-have. Its passive ability grants your melee attacks a 2.25% chance to deal 445% damage against undead and vampiric targets. So, I mean, we could use 3 on it. Or, we could start working on Steadfast Will. We're going to do Steadfast Will. Next rank will make it 30%. And Steadfast Will is now gone, because now I can't buy it. And the next one is 3 ranks and only have 2. The next rank will put it at 50%. I think that's worth doing. I do think that's worth doing. we got 4 of them against us this time. Let's see if we can switch to caster mode and get a nuke off, or if it'll allow us. Nope, they managed to interrupt it at the very last second. Got it. So as you can see, if you got that up to 100% in this particular scenario, you would be able to nuke these down a lot easier. We just got interrupted right there at the beginning of that cast. Interrupted again before we could get it off. Got it off. Not doing enough damage to matter though. We're going to stop worrying about that. Let's go to fight duration. I just wanted to play with it. It's not that big of a deal. My AoE spell is not that high right now. Come on, everybody get in front of me, please. There we are. I need a much better heal spell. They're going to kill me. Feign death. There we are. Down to 26 hit points that time. My God, what an annoying room. What a severely annoying room. But if that's not a good example of what I'm talking about, you know, being able to fire off spells when you have multiple mobs on you, I don't know what will explain that. That's about as perfect of an example as I can give. And even with my ability at 30% avoiding their stuns, it still was a death trap. You gotta be at 100%. Like I said, I could do inviolable, but that's going to double the amount of mana required. This nuke costs 143 mana right now, so that would be 286 mana for every cast. And like I said, it's not really that good. It's only 76 damage for AoE. These mobs have, doesn't tell me, but they have a lot more mana than that. I need to wait for my lay of hands to come back up. Oh, it's 2.5 minutes. We're not waiting that long. Choose mend. That got us somewhat of the way. See if we can run out of the room and feign death. And we failed our feign death. Control 5. At least we got our evasive going at this point. Stance, at least. Not evasive as you would think of from a warrior, but evasive stance. So we'll last a little bit longer this way. Actually, they're all melee. They're not going to be able to beat me with me in evasive stance. As long as I have endurance, till the endurance runs out, I can win this fight. I can, you know, for the long run, I can win it. Huh, that's kind of interesting. Now you can see my endurance is going down quick because he's evading a lot. And every time he does it, it's using up endurance. Our lay of hands is up though now, so we can do that. Switch back over. There's our ogre come to cheat and fight me from behind. Shows up, you know, quietly, like, oh, he won't notice I'm here. It's like, you SOB. Our endurance now is completely gone, so we need to go back to balanced on that. I wonder if we can get some nukes off or not. Got one of them down. Mend is back up. Looking good, looking good. Where are we on AAs? Almost at 3 AAs. You know, the good news about the way the game works with your loadouts and stuff is your AAs go across your loadouts, just like your gear. But because of the AAs going across, if I ever got Steadfast Will completely all the way up, so it's 100% stun immunity from melee, then whenever I started a loadout that was Shaman, so it started at level 10, because anytime you go back to one of the other ones that you haven't leveled up before, the level starts at 10. I would have that 100% stun immunity from melee for my level 10 Shaman, and it would make it much easier to level up a Shaman at that point. Let's go ahead and do something. For our heal, we'll just hit Control 5. It'll swap us over to Divine and do our cast. Whenever we're done, we'll hit Control 4 for recovery and move on. God, I like that. That works out very well. Alright, Control 4. We'll get our mana and endurance back. There's one hidden here, obviously. Because there's two, yeah, that's what I was saying. There's two elementals that sit there. So if I couldn't see the other one and I'm the only person in this instance, so I know that it hadn't been killed, then I know that it's an invisible one sitting there. Our recovery's fine. Let's go to fight mode. Are you able to... You can assign an icon? I've never done that before. Huh. So can I do that? Accept? Oh. I like that. So caster one. Let's do, what would be a good one? I hate that it keeps showing up down at the bottom. Like that, or what else we got? We got other ones here. Can you? It's also got. Whoops, wrong thing. You gotta right click and hold down. Assign label. What does that do? Okay, that's just that thing that we had on there, the naming. So recovery mode. What would be a good one for recovery? It's like a peaceful looking thing. Something peaceful. And then heal. This is kind of fun. I like that, but I'd rather that it's green. I don't know why, but in my brain, green means healing. Probably not going to be one like I'm looking for. Nah. Well, that's kind of cool. Huh. Alright. That makes it a little bit easier in my mind. I see that and immediately can associate that. Oh, guys, remember there is a very bad spot down here as well. It's probably going to be another death point because there's too many mobs you're fighting at the exact same time. And here it comes. They saw him go by, so a few of them came, not all of them. But the room we're headed to is worse. The mobs in there are a little more powerful. I think all of them have pets as well. It's going to be a massive fight. Probably will be a death. Why do they keep trying to move? There's always a mob. Always a mob that spawns and comes up and fights you from behind. Always. Always. Okay, here is the room. It's got Ekrus in there and 3 magicians, I believe. Which one is it? There it is, shiny metal key. Try to pull them out. Let's go with caster. Whoops, sorry, caster. Oh yeah, they're already tearing me up. Yeah, I can't get anything off. Inability to fire off anything. It's just non-stop. Okay. And we failed our Feign Death, of course. Control 1. Control 1 again. I am stunned. I can't do my lay of hands. There we are. Waiting for a chance to Feign Death. Nobody's casting. We made it. If we could get some of those to fall off of target, we could try to do that room some more. But it's kind of not likely. Okay, it worked. We got the 2 magicians. We are in Mage Hunter mode, so that's good because they're going to be nuking, and we want to nuke them down as fast as possible. Come on, let me have a chance to nuke. Y'all get to nuke, let me have a chance. There we are. That stun, that is so not fun. Not only are they interrupting, but they're stunning me, and that is just so very unfair. She's a cleric mage. Great. Not only is she a nuker, she's a healer. God. What an unfair fight. And I can see my buffs are off. So we got 2 of the 3 mages killed. Still got the named in there and another mage, I believe. What am I in right now? Evasive stance? Okay, let's switch back to fighting. Offensive stance. What I think we'll do is we'll click him. We'll use this to open the door. We'll lull him. Then where's the other mage? Okay, so that was the only. All right, so there wasn't 3 mages apparently. There was 2. So there's a good example of people, you know, a lot of the naysayers of Everquest Legends like to say, oh, it's easy mode, it's not a hard game. BS. It's a hard game. You can see right there where it had difficulty. And the next room is going to be difficult as well. I believe... Is it the same key? I didn't think it was the same key. Oh, you piece of junk. Right-click window, lock. Okay, what key is this and why am I not able to get it to work? just not close enough. There, it's this key. Okay. Lull that one. Pull this one. And we want to fight the master, not the pet. When we kill him, his remains are going to spawn and attack us. Alright, there's the remains. We just gained an AA, so he dropped the bloodstained key. It's not temporary, so we have that right there. He also dropped the dull bone key, which is that one right there. We do want to take this, and he dropped this sleeves this spurned necromancer +2. We'll take that. Nothing else was of any use. And we'll take a look at these arms compared to what we have on. Oh, we just got ringmail sleeves +4. So I want to take this for the stats, and I'll level it up. So we'll sit here and fight this guy for a while for those new arms. I hadn't got those before. And one of the mages just spawned. Now that we broke the room, we should definitely keep it broke. By the way, the key thing where you have to actually pick the keys up and use them, it's supposed to be changing for Najena. It's already changed for Befallen. Right now you have to actually pick them up, and you know, not just pick them up, I mean you have to actually put them on your cursor and click the item to unlock it. That's supposed to be changing. I don't know when it'll change, but they changed it before Befallen already. Another magician. Next one should be Ekrus, or Ekron, whatever his name is. Which stance are we in? We're in our fighting stance. We're going to go to our caster stance. And I do want to name these differently, now that I think about that. Fighter. Although now it's hard to read it because of the icon. Caster. Recover. May actually just go with nothing in the name now that I think about it. Just put a space, hit enter, because it's easier to see. Now that I know what that icon means, I don't really need a name there. There we are. Okay. So in caster mode, I'm in Mage Hunter Invocation and Empower Invocation and Mage Hunter stance. Definitely will take that. Hey, we got a bag. We could use that. I'm going to take this. Go ahead and take it. The bag that we got right here, we'll put that in place of our traveler's pouch. Ooh, our traveler's pouch had 25% weight reduction. But size capacity is small. I don't think we need to mess with that. What was this, by the way? This is primary, secondary. It's mana. It's just an item that you can hold. Next one should be in here. Our AAs are at 3. Our Steadfast Wills, next one is at 3. We will train it. We now have a 50% stun immunity. The next one's another 3. Yeah, I like these macros I made down here for changing stances and everything. I think that is super awesome. Come on, finish the kill. Thank you. He gave us a cape. I believe it's what we're wearing. It is. Alright, so we will upgrade it. It is Crimson Cape +2. It's AC, hit point, mana, and intelligence. It's an insanely good cape. We'll farm that for a while. No reason not to farm it. He seems like a good person to farm. Why is that back? Oh, that's right. I killed that in between killing him. I was talking with my brother and wasn't thinking. Sitting there waiting for Everquest to spawn, and he was not spawning. As in the stats or how it works and so forth, no. The answer to that of doesn't matter which we choose as primary or secondary class, it does not matter. The part that does matter is the fact that when you do different loadouts, after you reach level 11, because that's when it locks in your primary, your other loadouts will have to include that primary that you have available. And the only point that you're going to get the ability to have another primary that you can use is after you hit level 50. You get a coin that you can use that allows you to choose another primary. After that, you have to do quest, I believe, to add new primaries at that point. But there is no bonus that I know of for choosing a particular class as your primary as opposed to your secondary. We deemed level 26. Don't see anything special. Don't think we got flying kick. It would be super nice if we did, but we did not yet get flying kick. He's the one that dropped the Traveler's Pack. Okay. So if I choose Mage, primary, the Wiz as secondary, I still get all ports. Yes, you do. You'll get everything that the Wizard gets. All the Bone Bracers +2. That's incredible. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Huh. Here's my question is it better than this one? And I don't think the answer is yes. For me. The AC is slightly better, and it has mana, but you lose intelligence and charisma if you care about that, and saves. And I don't use dots on this character, so it's not necessary to have that. That's why I say for me it's not better. She's getting her pet out before I'm there to fight her. Darn it. Oh well. Actually, she was above. Yep, she did get her pet out. But no biggie, she's going to die and her pet will instantly die. There we are. You got this camp you got to be on top of. You really have to be on top of it at all times. Yeah, there's as far as I know, there is no difference between a primary class, a secondary class, and a third class, or the two secondary classes. There's no difference. They are exactly the same. It's just when you choose a new loadout, that's when the primary is required. So if I hit in and I go in here into my loadouts, if I was to hit add, which is not going to allow me because I've reached my maximum for that, but let's say I hit this one, hit edit. Let's pretend that we were doing new. Notice my primary only shows wizard, because when I hit 11, I hit the button to lock it in. My primary was wizard at that time, so it's my only primary that I have unlocked. When I get to 50, I'll get a coin. I'll click that coin. It'll let me choose one more, and I'll have 2 available that I could choose between as my primary for additional loadouts. But other than that, they're identical to a secondary. And I said this earlier, but you may have missed that because I've been on here for 3 hours now. When you go into your rituals, you will see all of your ritual spells, which includes your ports and stuff here, even when you're not on a loadout that has that particular character or that class. So once you have unlocked it, it's in your thing. Like, these are my ports that I've unlocked so far by memorizing those spells or scribing those spells. I can go to a loadout that doesn't have wizard and they will still be there on the ritual screen, and I'll be able to use them on the ritual screen. So it's kind of beneficial to either level up a wizard or level up a druid, just so you can open up your teleport spells. I think that's level 25 gets you all of them, so you can use those on your other loadouts. So after 11, you only have 1 primary, no secondary? No. I think maybe I misspoke that somehow. You at level 11, you have 3 classes. So here's my primary. Here's my 2 secondaries. It's just at level 11, you're locking in your primary so that every loadout will require you to have that as your primary. Really wish they had that changed already, so you didn't have to pull the key out of the bag and click it. What is this over here? I've never clicked it before. Okay, it did nothing. Up to level 10, or up to through level 9, you can only have 2 classes, your primary and 1 secondary. At level 10 and beyond, you can have your primary and 2 secondary, so you have 3 classes at that point, if that's what you were asking. And up to level 10, all of your classes level at the exact same rate. Right? So you hit level 2, all of them are level 2. You hit level 3, all of them are level 3, so on and so forth. At level 10, they don't go up unless you're actually on a loadout that's leveling up that particular class. So after you hit 10, you can do other loadouts, like let's say you're at level 50 or whatever on your main loadout, and you create another loadout. Whatever you put in that other loadout is going to be at 10, because it's going to go down to the lowest one of all three. So let's say, I'm explaining this wrong. Let me kill this person, then I'll explain it. So let's say I take this guy, who's a Paladin, Monk, Wizard, and I take him all the way to level 50. So all three of those will be 50, 50, 50. The Paladin, the Monk, and the Wizard. Then let's say I create another loadout, and I do Paladin, Bard, Cleric. Well, the Bard and the Cleric will be 10, and the Paladin's 50. Even though the Paladin is 50, because one of them is at 10, or one of them is lower than 50 is what I'm trying to say, it's going to go down to the lowest level of the trio. So I would be a level 10 Paladin, Bard, Cleric. Whenever I go back to my other loadout that had, you know, the Paladin, Monk, Wizard, they were all 50, they would go back up to 50. This is somewhat slow experience because we're having to wait for these to spawn and stuff. But at this point, I'm camping this for the items. Those arms are pretty nice that I got right there, and the cloak is very nice. I'd like to level that up as far as possible. We're going to continue this for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to get off of here so I can go eat lunch. Then I'll be back later. Make sure they haven't made. No, they haven't. Of course they hadn't. But I just had. My brain forced me to check. +3 on those sleeves. Be sure to smash that subscribe key if you haven't already. And hit the follow if you'd like to over on Twitch. If you feel like hitting the subscribe key there as well. Not gonna stop you. Not gonna stop you. I know this has got to be a little on the boring side right now because we're just camping some mobs right now. But usually the stream is a little better. Very cool. Just looking at some statistics. Did I miss something? This one should have spawned. There he is. Hate this, that gel door right there. That one I get, I understand. The one between these two cells, I've never understood. It's kind of more of an annoyance than anything. I wonder. I don't want to do that right now. We'll do that some other time. I know you're like, what the heck is he talking about? But it's something to do with Streamlabs. It shows numbers and stuff. Maybe we'll do it right here after this next kill. We'll have a few seconds. Nice, Kate. Oh, we just finished something. Achievement. That was for Dark Elves. So we've got Bane Strike against Dark Elves now. And we just gained an AA. Alright, well, we'll wait for this one to come up. Let me see if I can do this. Source. Is it a widget? Huh. Add source. Add source. Cool. Come on. Can't get my mouse in the right spot. Where do I want to put that? Maybe right there. Alright, that works for me. That way there I can see how many are on Twitch and how many are on YouTube. I like to keep track of that just mentally, so I know that if one is grossly behind the other one, that maybe I need to stop spending time on the one that's way behind. Like if there was 1,000 in one and 1 in the other, then be like, why am I wasting my time multicasting to both? You know what I'm saying? I think that's somewhat beneficial. I think it could be in a better spot, but I don't know where to put it. That has like a black background. I can't find a good spot. It seems to be like the only good spot. Seeing as y'all don't chat very much, I think that's where we'll put it. Not blaming you, but just saying, you know, seeing as there's not a whole lot of chat flying up and down, it's kind of a nice spot for it. I don't have a black background to put it anywhere else. We may fix that though. I may put a black background spot up there somewhere. That was our second mage, right? So we should have the next mob inside here. There is a source for that, I believe. Let's create a source. What is that called? What is that one? Huh, that's neat. Color block. Color to the background of your whole scene or just a part. That's what I'm wanting. We'll do a new one. And of course that's going to come up right while this is fighting, so let's kill this thing first, then I'll fix it. Crying out loud. Oh, come on. Way harder than it should be. Let me get back over here before I screw up. I'm trying to do two things at the exact same time, and this is not working out. There. I did it. I did it. I did it. Okay. Let's kill this guy. We'll make it better here in a second. Just don't want to get behind on these spawns. Alright. We're already kind of getting behind. He's already got his pet up. Oh, that's great. He's going to fight me right there. We did it. We did it our way. Okay, so let's make this smaller. Not the right one. This one. Because it doesn't need to be huge. And we'll put it over here in the far corner. Then we'll take the block that goes along with it and we'll make it smaller as well. Because again, it doesn't need to be massive. Much better. Now it doesn't take up a huge amount of space. I like that much better. I've been meaning to put that up for a long time and just never got around to it. So now it's fixed. I feel better now. Now all I need is y'all to turn that into 1 million on each one of those numbers. Right? Not gonna happen. But, you know, one can hope, right? I think so. Another 17 minutes. At 12:30 p.m. Central Time, we will take a break, and I will log out and go make lunch, watch some TV, enjoy some time with my brother, and then be back later in the afternoon. If you're not already subscribed or following, then you're not going to know when I'm coming back. So do what the gnome says, right? Do what the gnome says. We need to fix that one as well. That needs to go above all of those. Now let's try that again. Yep, he goes above it. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I was wanting. Perfect. If you're not doing what the gnome says, what are you doing, people? What are you doing? He's telling you right there. Click the subscribe button. Alright, we need to hurry up. We're getting behind. Alright. Not bad. He's not spawned already. Where are we at on our cloak? It is a +4. Awesome. It just became +4 because it's 0 of 16 on the upgrades. Very cool item. And our sleeves just became +4 as well. Great mob to camp down here. Like I said, you can level faster by not camping stuff like this. But I love the whole upgrading of equipment and stuff. I love it very much. The whole gear upgrade system, I find that so cool. I want to see that in every game, honestly. Gives me a reason to camp things beyond just experience. Go back to camp things, you know, as well, lower level things, because the gear may start out not that great, but if you get it a whole lot and gear it up, merge it up a whole lot, upgrade it, I guess you could call it, suddenly it's good for a higher level character. It's a small box. Probably need to swap that out. It only does medium. This does large. I would be killing faster if I was in an offensive stance or something like that, but I'm running in my caster setup, which is empowered stance, empowered invocation with mage hunter stance, and so my ordinary hits are not doing as good as they could be if I was in my fighter mode, and I'm doing that because these are heavy casters, a lot of nukes, so I'm basically fighting them with my nukes and avoiding a lot of their damage with the mage hunter stance. But just letting you know, if you're wondering how come it's taking me so long to kill them with swings if I'm not casting, that's why. Forgot to be working on my Feign Death and Sneak. Oh, Lordy. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, now is the time to do it. Finished watching the Burrows series last night. It's only one season, it appears to be. I don't know if there'll be another season or not, but it's on Netflix. If you haven't seen that yet, that is such a good series. I enjoyed it a lot. You know what? You want to come fight me out here? That's fine. People at Game John, if you'd take that cell door out between these two cells, I would be so grateful. I hate that cell door. Just saying. The next fight will be right here. Yep, I cannot stand that cell door. For the hell of it, let's go to fighter mode. And since we've got it broke, let's see if we can do that. If we're going to need to be doing the big nukes and all. And she does take her health down a lot quicker, though. but not much, so much so that we can't deal with it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, their nukes are pretty intense. Probably need to be in Mage Hunter mode. My God, come on, respawn. I didn't miss one of them, right? No, we didn't miss one of them. It's just this one here takes a while. It takes a while because of how I broke the camp, I should state. It has nothing to do with the spawn time. Excuse me. Oh, he's not a problem at all killing in my fighter mode. Not a problem at all. I do wish you could merge the bags to make bigger bags and stuff, more weight reduction on. That would be nice. But unfortunately, that's not a possibility. They don't have that in the game, at least now. They don't. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but right now they don't. Alright, it is 12:27. We will do one more cycle of the of this camp, and then we'll call it so that I can go eat lunch. I just sat down with lunch to watch something. Sorry, I'm starving. And I've been on for 3.5 hours. But I will be back. I'm just going to take 30 minutes to an hour break. Yeah, I'll be playing most of the day probably. I want to get to 30. I want to get into the lower Guck and start doing some killing there. And Nagafin's Lair, aka Soul B, Soulsuck B. Just doing some last bits of gear farming, upgraded gear farming here in Najena before I head out. And before I come back, I'll make sure to go get my new spells and set up all my spell sets and stuff like that first, because I know y'all hate waiting around while I do that. People always are like, and they leave the stream. Oh my god, he's doing stuff like buying spells and running between zones. I ain't got no time for that. Not that anybody's ever said that, but I just assume it because the numbers go down while I'm doing that. Usually that's the case. Lol. Killed him super fast. There's an AA. We're up to 2 AAs. We need 3 to get the next one, a Steadfast Will. Oh, that was it. I just realized that was it. We'll go ahead and we'll camp out in here. Alright everybody, if you haven't already done what the gnome says, hit the subscribe key. And if you're over on Twitch, hit the follow. If you feel like hitting the subscribe key on Twitch, I'm not going to stand in your way. Have at it. Sure, money. Until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, night, morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is From the Gnome. I'll be back in a little while. I'm going to take a lunch break. Until then, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.